So this was a show I've been looking forward to for a long time. I think Daredevil season 1 premiered 10 years ago on Netflix, so this has been a long time. And I think it finished 6 or 7 years ago as well, so it's been a long time. As soon as Daredevil announced they were doing a new one, I was on board throughout, and we finally had it. So Daredevil Born Again released last month, I think. It's been out for about a month now. Oh, it's finished very recently, isn't it?
Yeah, finished within the last week or two.
Yes.
I think it might be this week. It finished.
Yeah, well, there we go. So it hasn't been out too long, so hopefully most people have caught up. We'll probably talk a bit of the spoiler stuff, because there's quite a bit towards the end, so we'll probably do that a bit more towards the end, but we'll just kind of overarchingly talk about it. I really enjoyed the season. I have a lot of problems with it, which I will get to as we go along, but I think for a first season of bringing him back and kind of not restarting, carrying on, but adding new things, I think it was a really good stepping stone to begin with. I think there's a lot of room for improvement going forward, and obviously there's a lot of behind the scenes issues and stuff like that. It's been a whole mess, but I was just glad to see these characters, or this character, back on the screen. Go on, give me your review, because I know you weren't so high on it. Oh.
Hello. Sorry. You hear me, yeah?
Yeah, all good.
Fucking leads popped out, sorry. Dan.
Go on, give me what
really,
was... Go on.
I really wanted to love this. I did. Like, going into this, like I said, I remember definitely enjoying the first one. Like, I think I've seen them all. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. You said it's been like 10 years, so I've probably forgotten most of it. Yeah, I really wanted to love this. I just couldn't get on with it at all. Like, there was it felt like a slog. It felt like a real slog to get through. Yeah, it was just very uninteresting. I found it like it's a mess.
It
is a
mess. I can agree.
It's a complete mess. Do you want me to just? I'll just.
Yeah, let's just jump
There's two massive issues I have with this series. The first is the story. It's a fucking mess.
It is.
Like, and I understand you've sort of explained that there was a lot more going on behind the scenes where they've changed episodes of that, and you can really tell, that this was just like a mishmash of bollocks, really. Like, so many of these episodes kind of happen, and you go, right, and that's it. Like, there's no real... It never feels like there's like a main thread throughout the story. There is, once you get to the end, you go, okay, I can kind of see what you're going for, but you have to really like pluck it out. Like, you have to really force it to be like, okay, it's basically Kingpin and Daredevil are having are going through the same shit but different versions of it. Really, isn't it? Yeah. Both lost their way, both trying to get back to it.
Yes.
That's kind of what this series is. But to get there, like, so much nonsense happens along the way. Like, there were so many episodes where I was going, what the fuck is going on? Like, who are these people? Like, they were bringing people in, and I was going, I don't know who these people are. Like, you know, we had the sort of the big bad, who wasn't the big bad, but the big bad reveal. You're going, right, who the fuck is this person? It made no sense to me. Like, too many of these episodes just sort of happened. And even, like, you know, we had the bank robber episode, which is a cool episode, but what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Like, it had no effect on the series as a whole.
That was literally just connected to the greater universe, wasn't it? That was all it was.
Yeah. And there was too much of that. Like, I wanted them to be like, I wanted like a story from the start to finish, be like, this is what's happened, this is where we're going. So that was like a massive issue. I said, I've got so many issues with the story. The story is a complete fucking mess. My second issue, and it's going to sound a bit weird, but my second issue is just give him fucking eyes.
Give him
like,
eyes?
Just let Daredevil see. Like, the fact that this man doesn't see anymore, it's fucking pointless. I've never seen someone with being able to see and understand things while being blind in my life. Like, his sonar, all of a sudden, he can, like, hear things that are happening, like, 3 miles away. You can hear footsteps and know exactly where it is. A guy walked in with a fucking bottle of, like, a glass of whiskey in his hand, and he goes, that for me? How the fuck do you know that?
I know.
Like, there's no way that you would share a glass of fucking whiskey in someone's hand. like there was so much of it. There was two major instances, right, which proper just like hurt my fucking brain. There was the one where he's I'm not going to explain what happened. There's the one where the guy gets shot, right?
Yeah.
And no one can find the bullet.
Yes,
a bit more about?
yes.
Yeah. So no one can find this bullet. He walks up the path. A car runs over something. It's not the bullet. He runs over something, and somehow this blind man now, and I'm gonna keep doing this because he's not blind. He's not.
I mean,
like,
to be fair, in the last season, he did say he can see. He is like technically
yeah, no, he can.
blind,
He can.
but...
But that's what I'm saying. At this point, just make Doctor Strange give him eyes because it's pointless. It's so pointless him being blind. Like, it makes no sense. They're probably about 2 or 3 times in this series he's blind, but he needs someone to help him do stuff. The rest of the series, he can fucking do whatever he wants. He knows exactly who's in the room, what they're doing. But yeah, sorry. To go back to that. Car runs over something. As I said, it's like a penny or something, and then somehow he realizes that the road's uneven. So he drops a bottle onto the road. This bottle rolls about 10 yards down the road, goes through a hole, and then he already knows that this hole goes. So he walks down the steps, it drops in there, comes out, pulls a bullet out.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm like, what? How? There was no indication of that. There was no indication that this road is uneven, so the bullet clearly must have dropped, landed, rolled, gone under there, which leads directly under the stairs, and I can just put my hand in and go, here it is.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, okay, a bit fucking... It felt like plot, plot or anything, but it was a bit like, okay, this is weird. But the big one was when... So he's sort of like, before we get like the whole Muse thing, before he finds out who he is and how that's happened... Because Muse is a thing that he paints, right? So right, have you ever you've painted before when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
A piece of paper when it's dry and you feel it, what do you feel?
It's like crusty, isn't it?
You couldn't close your eyes and go, oh, that's it's impossible. So somehow he goes like this, and he goes, I know who that is. What do you mean? Like, there's no possible way you can rub your hand over a painting, and if there's any blind people out there listening, then please feel free to tell me I'm wrong. Because there's no possible way you can rub painting of somebody and be like, oh, I've touched that face. I know who that is. You're like, fuck. What? Like, how has this happened? Like, do you know what I mean? It was so... Like, I remember watching this back in the day, and it never felt unbelievable. It felt like the blindness was blindness. And I watched Echo, where she's deaf, and it was done well. So it's not as if Marvel can't do this thing well.
Yeah.
Like, she was deaf throughout it. Like, it was a plot hole in things where, you know, she wouldn't notice them because she can't fucking hear.
Yeah.
She'd lose her earrings and someone would punch in the back of the head because she can't fucking hear them.
Yeah.
It's like things like that happen. You go, okay, you can do it.
Yeah.
For some reason with him, that's what I'm saying. It's pointless him being blind. Like, there is literally no point at all in his eyes not working anymore. Like, just give him eyes because it's mental.
Yeah.
Like the ability this man has for a blind man is insane. So yeah, they're really towards the end. It was just getting annoying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter who was in the room, I know who it is. I know this. As I said, it was genuinely probably about 3 occasions in this whole series where there was, I think, one where somebody came in and who is it? And there was one where somebody maybe helped him down the road or something. But I mean, to hear like footsteps and conversations that are happening 3 miles down the road, it's like, fucking hell, like when did he turn into a fucking dolphin? Like, do you know, when he can't just... It's as if he can just like fucking shout in the ether, and all of a sudden like the echoes come back to him. He's like, whoa, I know what's happening. It was too far. Yeah, that's what it was for me. It was way too far.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get that. I can understand where you're coming from, and I can agree with you to that. It was silly. I didn't notice it so much, just because they've kind of been doing it for a while. Not to that extreme, obviously. Yeah. But obviously, you know, in Spider-Man No Way Home, I know the brick comes through the window, but obviously he catches it with no problem and shit like that. I mean, I get it. And in 3, they kind of started to start doing it a bit more extreme, but it never got to that level. So I can see past that. My issues come from the plot, like you said. I think the story here is a fucking train wreck of a mess. I enjoyed it. Once we got to the end, I enjoyed it. Obviously, the kind of main plot line, as you said, it's Fisk and Matt. They've basically lost their way, both of them. And then, I will get to my issues with Fisk soon as well. I'm going to go into some of the positives first before I go full negative, because we've started this off very negative too.
No, sorry.
No.
The thing is though, as well, is I'm like fully aware that I am 100% in the minority. Like, people love this.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has loved it. So I think that's what's more frustrating for me, because I feel like I've been mental. Because I'm looking at this going, this is shit. Like, this is legitimately shit. And people are like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen. I just think, like, I don't know. For me, I don't know what I missed.
Yeah, fair.
That's the frustrating thing for me.
Fair.
I feel like I've missed something. Me to be so negative on it, but yeah, sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, well, as I said, like, I think they did a good job not just nostalgia baiting. Like, this show actually doesn't just constantly go, remember the last show? It doesn't. It starts its own new threads. It starts a lot of new characters. You might not care about all of them, but it does it, which I appreciated. I way prefer the way they did it rather than going, oh, remember this character and remember this one? I was very glad they did that. Spoilers now, I'm going to kind of go into a few spoilery bits. The main three characters, Matt, Karen, Foggy, they're not together. Let's be honest, they're not together. You don't see them. I don't want to go into too many spoilers regarding that, but they're not together ever. So this is Matt and new characters, which I really appreciated. It was nice to have new faces with this guy. Nice to see his dynamics with other people. Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock has not lost it. That is his character, which I think he's fantastic. He is great. And I love the fact that Disney did not water down the brutality. Like, this show goes for it, and I'm glad.
Yeah. Like, the action scenes are incredible. Like, I will say that the action scenes are brutal, but fantastic.
Yeah.
There's too few far between.
I agree, but there's that Muse storyline, and before it goes where it goes, which I will talk about later on, that is almost like a horror film subplot. It's fucking insane, and I was so surprised they went there with it, because it's really, really tough. Which I really liked, and it involves like children as well, which I was really surprised with, but very good. Like you said, the action's really good. I struggled at first with the CGI, because obviously Daredevil.
That first episode, isn't it?
Daredevil is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and to go from that practical hand-to-hand combat to extremely CGI fight, I was like, oh my god, I can't get used to it. But the more we went on in the show, they dropped the CGI pretty much completely, and then it all became practical, weird, and I was like, that was really odd. Yeah. So action scenes, very, very good, especially as you get later on into the show. I think the two last episodes, they have some great action. And this isn't really too much of a spoiler. Punisher is back in this show for 2 episodes, and he is fucking incredible. Like, he's so good. Do you not like him?
No, it's just pointless being there.
Yes, pointless being there. But for some unknown reason, they make the finale a Punisher episode, and I was like, why have they done this? What is the whole fucking point? But we'll get more into that later on. So yeah, we'll go into a bit of the plot.
I loved him though. Sorry, I love Punisher. I think he was fantastic in it, but I think just do either or. Either get him involved or don't, because it was bizarre the way they used it. Bizarre the way they used too many characters though in this series.
Totally agree, and I think this is kind of the issue going forward with how we're going to talk now. I really enjoyed this show. I had a lot of love for it, but the problems outweigh the positives, and I feel like that's the only way we can talk about it, because there's so many problems with it. Like I said, the whole behind-the-scenes stuff, and if you guys don't know that, basically the first episode was...
I think you said the first 2 or 3.
Were written by newcomers, and then Kevin Feige essentially came on set and was like, I don't like where this is going. Or like the first episode was the originals, then it was a span where the new guys came on and he was like, we're shutting this down, I'm not happy with it. And then the old writers came back to finish.
I think you said it was like 1 and 2 and 9 are the originals. And then he came in to change from 3 to 8 or something like that, with maybe like a 1 or 2 episodes in between that were from the originals.
And I mean, you can tell. You can tell. This whole thing is so disjointed. Like, episodes 9 compared to the previous few felt like a complete tonal shift.
I did.
And I'm looking forward to the second season because it's written by just the team. So we're not going to have that flip-flop. We're just going to have the one team.
Well, hopefully.
Which will hopefully make it a bit more streamlined and a bit better. I think Wilson Fisk is really good. Still, Vincent D'Onofrio as Fisk is really good. Do you not like him?
I think it's his worst version of him we've had.
Worse than Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Really? Nah.
Comfortably.
Wow.
He's a little bitch, isn't he? Really.
He is until he's not, isn't he?
There's too much. Yeah, I think there was too much.
Let's be real.
He's just whinging.
In the most hilarious way possible, he is a simp for Vanessa in this season. That's all it is.
Yeah.
She's cheating on him and he's gone, no worries.
Yeah. And no, I just didn't. I really didn't like his arc. Like, I didn't care for his story at all. It was like you kind of see the old Fisk, and then like by the end, you're like, okay, yeah, cool, you're kind of back. And I just found it really wanky. Like the whole like, ooh, I'm the mayor thing and all that. I was like, oh man, I don't. This is not what I want from you.
It's
Like,
too
I am,
politically
as I said
charged,
to you,
wasn't
man.
it? Too politically charged.
Yeah, as I said to you though, I'm bored of it.
Yeah.
I'm bored of Fisk as this like
Be
what
all
is he
end
any
all villain,
really?
essentially.
Like he's kind of a bad guy, but he's not really because he keeps like scrapping with like he just keeps popping up all the time. And look, he's a fantastic character, and like he's one of the best villains in Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like they just never. He seems to be in the background all the time.
Well, it has
He's
been
just
since
kind
it's
of
gone to the MCU, in my opinion. With the Daredevil show, they knew what they were doing, and then ever
Yeah,
since
no.
ever since the rights have been bought, it's like we just chuck him wherever we want.
Yeah, no, 100% they have, and I completely agree with that. But yeah, it just feels like, I mean, obviously this is kind of his thing, so I should have been better. But when you compare this to, I know you didn't watch it, but when you compare this Fisk to Echo Fisk, completely different.
Really?
Like Echo Fisk shits all over this, like it's not even close. And like Echo, I enjoyed, it's good. But, like now looking back at it compared to this, I'm like, yeah, it's not even close. Like,
Really?
yeah, no,
I might
not
watch
even
it at
close.
some point. I might have to watch it at some point. But yeah,
No.
so as I said, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. My issue started arising as we got more towards the end, and I will get a bit spoilery specific in the plot now. So a lot of the trailers and stuff had Muse. Yeah, that was a front and center of a lot of the things. So I was like, okay, this story looks cool. Well, obviously, we say this in every Marvel thing we do. We don't read comic books and stuff like that. I go solely off these. So I was like, this character looks cool. Plotline started for Muse, and I was like, this is really cool. This is scary and intense and mad. He looked cool. Then you get the reveal of who he is, and I was like, sorry, who's this man?
Yeah.
And then, very heavy spoilers here, he dies.
Instantly.
And done. Finished. Plotline done by episode 6. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Why would they do that? And my brother was watching it. He was like, oh, you'll be back. I'm like, he's dead. He's been shot in the fucking head. That man's gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That plot line felt ridiculous. I like where they're going with the police plot line. I like where I want to see where it goes. But again, it just feels like they were setting up the Punisher special. Instead of focusing on making it a plot, they were just going, oh, this is who the Punisher's going to fight. Why? Why have you done that?
No.
It's just silly.
No. Yeah, no, it is. Like I was pissed about the whole Muse thing, like because they had that one scrap which was incredible.
Oh, so
and
good, so good.
Like in the look, I understand it's Marvel, it's films, it is what they do, but no one gets hurt again, and I'm noticing it too much now to a point where I'm getting like it's starting to get on my nerves a bit. The fact that like you've seen him have that big scrap, like that kid got punched, like you got beaten the shit out of by Daredevil. He got hung, turned up the next day nothing, and I'm like. Can we just you know, even just pretend, just have a little bit of black guy, bit of a thing around your neck, like just something. Be like, oh yeah, he was clearly in a fight because this series is fucking brutal.
It is.
Like the fight scenes themselves, they're beating the shit out of each other, and then within a day they're completely fine. It was like, okay, I get, you know, like it comes a point where you stop excusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that whole story was fantastic until it finished, and it was just like,
and we had 3 episodes left, and I was like, what are we supposed to fill this out with now?
Why have you? Yeah, like again, it's just an issue, isn't it? I think that was again my problem because you see the whole Muse thing. I thought, right, this is going to be the bad at the end. Like he's going to end up working with Fisk, or he's going to end up something's going to happen to this guy. We're going to have a big fight at the end. It's going to be sick. He said he's gone, and it's like. Okay, so I guess we're back on. It's Daredevil, it's Fisk, and it was just like, oh.
Yeah,
God.
It just felt like an overly long way to get those two back together. And I was like, I understand, like, this is what we come for, to see Fisk and Daredevil, I get it. But why would you set up a really good story just to go, actually, we only want her and not Muse?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I mean, realistically, you have a start point and an end point. And if you look at the first episode and the last episode, nothing changes.
No, I know. And this was my
issue. They go through a story, like they both Daredevil and Fisk go through a lot during the series, but by the end, they are the exact same people they were in the start.
Do you want to know?
It's like what?
Do you know what my ultimate issue with this show, this season specifically? Where the fuck is Matt Murdock through most of the episodes?
Yeah.
Like, this is a Daredevil show without Daredevil.
Listening, but that's what he's doing. Listening.
But like I said, like the finale was a Punisher episode. Let's be
no,
let's be real. That was a whole Punisher episode. The multiple episodes throughout was a Fisk and Vanessa episode. Then you had Matt's therapist episode. Then you had Muse's episode, and I was like, this isn't Daredevil's show. This is new characters they're trying to build up to put in newer stuff. This just felt like the ultimate setup season, and it sounds like I'm being mega negative, and I didn't like it. I did, but.
Yeah, no, you loved it.
I did, and like, but I'm very critical of the things I really, really want to enjoy.
Yeah, no, of course.
So with this, I wanted to be like, oh my god, this is it. And for a bit, I was like, oh my god, it's feeling like it. And then it just started petering out a bit, and I was like, where are we actually going with this? How is it going to fit into the grander scheme of things? The end, the finale, when we see how it's going to go forward, I think is going to be really exciting for a lot of future projects. I think this might tipple into Spider-Man. I think this is gonna go places. But I don't know if I needed 9 hours worth of this just to go, I can't wait for the next season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do get what you mean. I'm not interested in the second series at all.
That's
like, I'd be quite happy if they didn't make a second series, to be honest with you. But again, I think it was such a mess that I think, all right, yeah, fair. You could argue that when they get this shit together, it's kind of better. It's just a shame, man. That's what I'm pissed off.
No,
frustrated
I know.
Because it's like, it's not even that it's just Daredevil. It was just like Marvel's been going really well, and like, look, we sat here and said we weren't the biggest fans of Agatha, for example, but I didn't dislike the story. It felt like, it wasn't for us.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good series. Do you know what I mean? It's a good series, well made. Whereas, like, for some reason, it's just like it feels like old Marvel, like just post Endgame Marvel, where they've just kind of gone, oh, here we go, and it's like, it just feels so fucking lazy. It just feels so, I don't know. There's something like seriously wrong with this. I think the fact that he's tinkered with it so much and probably made it worse. Like, I would have rather them just gone, yeah, right, just knock it out. We'll see the reaction to it, and then I can kind of decide. Because he doesn't know as much as, obviously, look, he's made a lot of Marvel stuff and people love it and blah, blah, blah. Like, he's done a lot of things right. So it's understandable. You do have that power and you do have that ability to say this is going to work, this isn't going to work. I think, especially with series, like, it's not, if it's a big blockbuster movie, there's a lot riding on it. It's a series on Disney Plus. Like, there's not a lot riding on it. Yeah. It's just another series of Marvel. So just allow it to happen. Allow it to be like, to be a thing. And if people go, we love this, we hated it, then react to that rather than making this. And it's had an incredible reaction. He's obviously done something right. Mm-hmm. Like, something about this. But then I don't know if people are blinded by, similar to you, like they love for Daredevil, over this being, if this was, say, a new story with a new character and the same thing, but it wasn't Daredevil, whether it would have had the same reaction or not, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, one of my bigger issues with the whole thing is, if he says he had to, like, cancel production and essentially start again, why did you keep those original episodes in? Why didn't you just start all over? What was the point? Because you can feel the disconnect so obviously. Why didn't you just go, look, I know you've done a lot, but we're just going to start again? And then you probably could have just nailed it. Like, I don't understand. It's not like they don't have the money. Do you know what I mean? They've got the Disney Plus budget for this now, and I'm sure. Yeah. Like I said, as a continuation of season 3. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I forgot to touch on the biggest problem of this series is they set a Bullseye in episode 1, and we don't see him until episode fucking 7 again. That was disgusting, because he could have been, if the whole series was him and Daredevil fighting for, like, the whole thing, this could have been fucking the best. Do you know what I mean? But no, they show him in the first episode. He does something insane that sets kind of the course, and then we don't see him for ages, and then he has another very cool episode, and then he's not in the finale. I was like, instead of putting him in the finale, they put Punisher, and I was like, right, I like Punisher, he's cool, but why have you done this? Do you know what I mean? I was so confused, but I was so confused.
Yeah, no, as it said, like, it's kind of what this series is, isn't it? Really, it's just a bunch of episodes put together as a series of sorts. And yeah, it's just a fucking train wreck, isn't it? Story wise, it's a major mess, and I think that's the biggest thing that, like, really set me back off it, because
the originals. I hate comparing the show to the Netflix show so much.
Oh, you got to though, no. You got to.
You have to. Like, see, even like season 3 was fucking peak storytelling from start to finish, because they hit all the marks they needed to, and they left nothing unanswered. This ended. Every thread was a cliffhanger. What's going to happen with Wilson Fisk? We don't know. What's going to happen with the police? I don't know. Punisher? Don't know. And I'm just like, why? Why couldn't you just tell one complete story and then start your multiple storylines in season 2? That's all it would have had to have been. I know I'm going to sit here and go, I could have done a better job. I'm not going to do that. But like,
No.
There's a plot that you could have followed, and you just went the complete opposite way, which is really weird. I was very happy with all the action. I thought the acting across the board was really good. I don't like Vanessa, but everything else was very good.
I liked Vanessa.
Did you?
She's one of the few characters I quite liked. Like,
I thought, as like I said, all the acting across the board, action's very good, and there's some episodes here that I really fucking enjoyed. I liked the blend of nostalgia and new stuff. I liked Daredevil's, like, the way his suit looks and everything. I think he looked really fucking cool. His new move set of like swinging around with that fucking stick. I was like, this is so cool. But I don't want them to ruin this character. Like, this is my favorite character, and if we just end up getting random stuff that he's gonna do just to be in there, it's gonna really disappoint me going forward.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think I'm looking forward to seeing him in the expanded universe. I just have, as I said, I just got no interest in seeing a standalone Daredevil anything a while.
yeah, very fair, very fair. And that's the other thing. Obviously, this season was supposed to be 18 episodes. They sliced it into 9. So this is kind of like 0.5 of a season, and then we're going to get the rest next year. It's really it's so weird.
I know.
So weird. The way they done it was odd.
The fact that he changed so much, like I don't know what's going to happen in this one. Because you said, like, you can kind of see that 1, 2, and 9 were 100% the original, and I think they hit 9 and thought, right, we need to figure out a way of getting there, of getting all the characters we need to there, so we'll fill 3 to 6 or whatever it was for, or whatever episodes they were doing to fill. And you can kind of see it, like I said, they have we have the Punisher episode at the end, but I mean, he's barely in it.
He's in episode 4.
He has but it's a cameo.
It's like literally best. 2 minutes. Yeah,
it's literally just being like, oh, there he is. Look. Yeah. Just so by the end you can go, oh yeah, I seen you. Like, you're better off just not having him and then having him turn up at the end rather than being like, oh, he is here, honest. So yeah, there was a lot of that. There's a lot of just pointless episodes. So I don't know. Hopefully they can bring it back in the next series.
Yeah, I just want
actually get like a cohesive story.
That's all I want. I want
at least
the storylines they've set up. I'm interested in about half of them. So if they can kind of nail those storylines going forward, I'll be happy, and I will continue to enjoy it. I just hope they don't make another season and go, and then we got this plot line and this one and this one. That's what I don't want. And like I said, there's a lot of rumors going around with Spider-Man 4 at the minute. They're still, like, I don't know what the plotline is. The rumors are it's either going to be another multiverse story or it's going to be a street-level story with Kingpin and Daredevil. If they do that and they do it well, that could be fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
That could be so good. And then that could be, like, a lot of the storylines they set up in this can be answered there. And I'd be happy about that. Do you know what I mean? But I just hope they have a plan for the grander scheme of things, because I enjoyed this enough to warrant me watching a second season. But if they do a second season that's exactly the same, then I'll be like, what's this? What are we doing? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Like I said, I'm glad you got something out of it, and I know a lot of people have. I know there's probably people listening to this now, or will be listening to this thinking like, what the fuck is this man on about? Like, because I do know that I haven't really seen many. I'm sure there are, but I haven't really seen many negative reactions to this. So I definitely know I'm alone in that thought process, or one of the few people who does think that. Like, but yeah, no, I think this is, in my opinion, this is one of the worst series they've done.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this might be my least favorite I've seen.
I think for me, this kind of fits somewhere between like 3rd and 4th of what I've seen. Loki is kind of the undisputed champ, really, and I might have preferred Falcon Winter Soldier over this. I might have, because I actually got a lot out of that shit. I really enjoyed that. I said I really did enjoy this. The good parts were so good, and it was the storyline I liked the most was White Tiger. That whole lawyer episode and that was so fucking good. That was like classic.
Yeah, no, there was there. I think that probably was the best episode. The whole lawyer court case episode.
That was fantastic. That was such a great way to set up that police storyline as well. Like, that was a really good arc. So it proves they can do it. They just need to stop doing so many of them. And if we get more stuff like that in the future to come, I think this could be, they could bring it back around and be like, oh my god, this is great again. But this was like, this was a lot of good and a lot of bad mixed together into one show. So we'll see how it goes going forward.
Yeah, we'll see.
100%. Cool.
We'll see.
That was very balanced. When I thought it was going to be a lot more discussions, but I think we agreed on most things really.
Yeah. No. As I said, like it's more. I'm just frustrated by it.
Yeah.
That's my overall feelings towards it. I'm just mega frustrated on how disappointing it was.
Fair.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what Marvel are doing next. I don't know what the next series is.
No, I don't either, actually. No, I have no idea.
Might be like Ironheart or something. I don't know.
Could be, yeah. Obviously, we got Thunderbolts now coming out next week.
Yeah, but as far as like the films and stuff and the wider Marvel universe, I'm very excited to see where we go. And again, like I think if he turns up in Doomsday or in Secret Wars, I'll go be very excited about it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I still enjoy the character of Daredevil, so it's not, and he is fantastic. Like,
he hasn't lost it, has he? Charlie Cox hasn't lost it at all.
Charlie Cox, no, he is fantastic. Like, he's a great actor, but yeah, just been given shit to work
He's
with.
almost as good as Ben Affleck, you know.
Yeah, nearly. No one's as good as Big Ben, are they?
But yeah, that was our thoughts on Daredevil Born Again. If you've seen it, let us know what you think. Because I know, like I said, I really enjoyed it, but with how much people have enjoyed it, I'm probably down a little bit more than most people have reacted to it, but I still really, really enjoyed it. I know my brother fucking loved it. Like, he really enjoyed it. My mum really loved it as well. So it's been a lot of mix from what I've seen in a like kind of closer community, but I know people love it. But yeah, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And you got anything else?
No.
Good, man.
Good.
That is it. Lovely. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.